Welcome to the Psychology and Physical Training channel. Hey everyone! Today we're diving into a juicy topic. How to tell if a girl is jealous and likes you. You know, like when you're talking to someone else and you can practically feel her staring daggers at the back of your head. That's the stuff. Believe it or not, jealousy can be a huge indicator that she's got feelings for you, even if she's trying to hide them. It's like a secret code word for, hey, I kinda like you. In this video, we're going to decode those signals and cover 6 clear signs that a girl might be feeling jealous, and why it's actually a positive sign when it comes to her interest in you. We're talking about those subtle cues, those little things she does that scream, this guy's mine, you won't want to miss this. Get ready to become a master detective of love, because after this, you'll be spotting jealousy from a mile away. Let's get started. She turns into an ice queen around other girls, alright fellas? First sign that a girl might be harboring some secret feelings for you. She turns into the ice queen whenever you're around other ladies. Like, you're having a perfectly nice conversation with someone, and suddenly you can feel the temperature in the room drop about 20 degrees. That's her jealousy setting in. You might notice her giving you these one-word answers. Maybe a little shoulder shrug, like she couldn't care less. But trust me, underneath that cool exterior there's a volcano of emotions bubbling away. She's thinking, why is he talking to her? What does she have that I don't? And you know what the best part is? It means she actually cares. She sees you as more than just a friend, and the thought of you liking someone else, well, that just drives her up the wall. It's like that old saying, we always want what we can't have. Keep an eye out for those subtle body language cues too. Does she cross her arms like she's building a wall between you and the other girl? Does she roll her eyes so hard you think they might get stuck? Does she make a beeline for the exit the second you start talking to someone else? Those are all classic signs of a jealous heart, my friends. But here's the thing, don't mistake general unfriendliness for jealousy. If she's like this with everyone, well, she might just be a little frosty. But if it's specifically when you're chatting up other women, bingo, you've got yourself a case of the he's mine blues. She becomes the interruption queen, alright? Next up on our jealousy detection meter, she suddenly transforms into the interruption queen. You know what I'm talking about? You're in the middle of a conversation, maybe telling a funny story, and bam! She jumps in with the most random, irrelevant comment. It's like she's got this internal alarm bell that goes off whenever you're giving your attention to someone else, and she just can't help but hit the snooze button. She might ask you a question she already knows the answer to, tell a joke that falls totally flat, or suddenly remember something super important she needs to tell you right that second. And the reason she's doing all this? Because she wants you to focus on her. She's thinking, hey, I'm way more interesting than that person, talk to me instead. Now it's important to remember, sometimes people just interrupt. It happens. But if she's constantly cutting you off, especially when you're talking to other girls, it's a pretty good sign she's trying to reclaim her spot as the center of your attention. Think about it. If she didn't care, she'd let you talk all day long about whatever you want. But because she's got a little crush on you, she wants to be part of the conversation, even if it means derailing it completely. So next time you're chatting with someone and she swoops in with a perfectly timed interruption, don't be annoyed. Take it as a compliment. It means she'd rather be talking to you. And hey, that's a good thing, right? She busts out her A-game flirtation skills with other guys. Okay, this next sign is a little sneaky, a little bit devious, but a classic jealousy move nonetheless. She starts flirting with other guys. Yep, you heard me right. The girl who usually only has eyes for you is suddenly showering her attention on every other guy in the room. But don't panic. This isn't necessarily a sign that she's lost interest. In fact, it's often the opposite. She's trying to get a reaction out of you, to make you realize what you're missing. It's like she's saying, hey, look at me. I'm fun, I'm flirty, and other guys are noticing. You better step up your game if you want to keep my attention. Think about it. If she didn't care if you were interested, she wouldn't bother with this little charade. She'd just be herself, regardless of who was watching. But because she's got a thing for you, she wants to see if you'll get a little jealous, if you'll fight for her attention. Now, this doesn't mean she's going to start making out with someone else right in front of you. We're talking about subtle flirting here. A little extra laughter, some playful banter, maybe a touch on the arm. Just enough to make you squirm in your seat and think, wait a minute, is she flirting with him? And you know what? If you do feel a little pang of jealousy, that's a good sign. It means you care about her too. It's all part of the dance of attraction, my friends. A little jealousy can actually be a healthy thing. It shows that you're both invested in each other, even if you haven't admitted it yet. She plays detective about your love life, alright. Moving on to sign number 4, that a girl might be secretly crushing on you. She turns into Sherlock Holmes when it comes to your love life. She's asking all the right questions, but for all the wrong reasons. You mention you had lunch with a coworker and suddenly she's all ears. Oh really? What's her name? Is she nice? Do you guys hang out a lot? It's like she's trying to piece together a puzzle, and your relationships with other women are the missing pieces. Now, on the surface, this might seem like harmless curiosity, but trust me, there's a method to her madness. She's trying to figure out where she stands with you, if there's any competition she needs to worry about. If you're talking about another girl and she seems super interested, even a little too interested, that's a major red flag. Or should I say, green flag, that she's feeling a tad jealous. She wants to know if you're single, if you're interested in someone else, if there's even the slightest chance you might like her back. And the more questions she asks, the more obvious it becomes. If she was truly indifferent, she wouldn't bat an eyelid. But because she's secretly hoping you'll notice her, she needs to know her competition. So, next time you're chatting with a girl and she starts grilling you about your dating history, don't be surprised. It just means she's hoping you'll say, actually, there's no one special in my life right now, except maybe you. You mention other girls, her mood takes a nosedive, alright? Buckle up, because this next sign is about as subtle as a brick to the face. Her mood takes a nosedive the second you mention other girls. Like, you could be having the best conversation ever and then you casually mention a female friend and BAM! It's like someone just let all the air out of her tires. Her smile fades, her eyes glaze over, and she's suddenly not as invested in the conversation anymore. It's like she's thinking, nope, don't want to hear about her, why are we talking about her? Let's talk about me instead. And you know what? It's totally understandable. If she's got feelings for you, even if she's not consciously aware of it yet, hearing you talk about other girls is going to sting a little. It's like a little reminder that you're not together, that she's not the only girl in your life. Now this doesn't mean you can never talk to her about other women. Just be mindful of her reactions. If she seems uncomfortable or disengaged, maybe steer the conversation in a different direction. There's no need to rub salt in the wound, right? But at the same time, don't be afraid to test the waters a little. If you're getting a vibe that she might be into you, mentioning other girls can be a good way to gauge her reaction. Does she seem jealous? Does she try to steer the conversation back to you? If so, you might just have yourself a secret admirer. Jealousy turns her into the nicest girl in the world. And finally, we've reached the last sign on our jealousy detection radar. After all the drama, after all the subtle hints and not-so-subtle cues, she suddenly turns into the nicest girl in the world. It's like a switch flips and she's showering you with compliments, laughing at all your jokes and going out of her way to make you feel special. It's almost suspicious, almost. But don't worry, there's a perfectly logical explanation for this sudden change in behavior. She's realized she might have some competition, and she's not about to let you slip through her fingers without a fight. Think about it. If she didn't care if you liked her back, she wouldn't bother with all the extra effort. She'd just continue being her usual, awesome self. But because she's got a little crush on you, she wants to make sure you know she's the best choice. So she's pulling out all the stops, the charm, the wit, the genuine interest in everything you have to say. It's her way of saying, hey, remember me? I'm fun, I'm interesting, and I really, really like you. Now, this doesn't mean you should ignore all the other signs. But if you've noticed a pattern of jealousy followed by a sudden surge of affection, well, congratulations, you've officially cracked the code. She's into you, and she's not afraid to show it. So there you have it. Decode the signs, find your love story. 6 clear signs that a girl is feeling jealous because she likes you. From asking about other girls to giving you more attention after she gets jealous, these signs are her way of showing interest without directly admitting it. It's like she's speaking a secret language. And now you've got the decoder ring. If you've noticed any of these behaviors from a girl in your life, chances are she's into you. But remember, communication is key. Don't be afraid to have a conversation, to see if those sparks are real. You never know, a little jealousy could be the start of something amazing. Let me know in the comments if you've seen these signs before. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more relationship advice. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.